Okay, cool. Well, you guys will hear a little bit again. But anyway, basically, hi everybody. My name is Sarah and I'm a former makeup artist, and I was a freelance makeup artist for about 7 years and worked on photo shoots, fashion photo shoots and commercials and bridal parties, all sorts of stuff. So I used a ton of different makeup, some natural makeup companies, some not. And so when Young Living came out with their whole makeup line, I was a little skeptical at first because, you know, you want makeup that looks really good in photos and that lasts all day on a bride and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I wasn't sure about it, but then I tried it and I really loved it. And they started out with their dry, like the Savvy Minerals makeup, which is more like the Bare Minerals ones, like this. And then they started to come out with their liquid line that looks like this. And when they came out with this is when I got really excited, because not only is this really good for photos and all of that, this is also really good foundation for every day that just makes your skin look super glowy and fresh. So I absolutely love it. And literally everybody I've seen this on, I think their skin just looks absolutely incredible. And it's very forgiving too. So even if you get maybe a shade or two that's different than your skin tone, for some reason, it just blends into the skin and works. I've heard that from multiple people that say, you know, they got maybe a shade that looked a couple shades darker than their skin, and for some reason it worked. So super fascinating. All right, so let's move on. If you guys have any questions too as I'm going, please feel free to ask them in the chat box. And then Erin, maybe every now and again, you could throw out to me what the questions are. Yeah. Okay, so what was that? Okay, so that's a little bit about this, about my story, my backstory. What I love about the Savvy Minerals makeup is that it's gluten-free, it's vegan, there's no toxic crap in it, which is really nice. Actually, Erin, can you help me with just making this my picture over here?
Yep.
Okay, cool. One second.
Speaker view.
One second, we're just figuring out something really quickly. Okay, cool, better. All right, so Savvy Minerals, I love that they're gluten-free, they're vegan, it doesn't have any toxic stuff in it. Like Bare Mineral, a lot of people ask what's the difference between Savvy Minerals and Bare Minerals. Savvy Minerals does not have talc and bismuth in it, which can cause different respiratory issues. So that's kind of like, we want to wear makeup, but we don't want to be sick from the makeup that we're wearing, right? So I love knowing that Savvy Minerals has super clean ingredients. All right, let's move on to number two, probably the second most asked question besides what's in Savvy Minerals, which I'll post more on the actual ingredients on the event page after this. So you guys can look at everything more in depth, because I think it'd be a little boring if I go through every single thing. The second question is how to pick your shade of foundation. This is a question that I get all the time. So I'm going to pull up a picture for you guys and explain a little bit. So Erin, can you help me share that picture on here? Cool, perfect, that one, yeah. Okay, so, and this might be a little hard to see, but hopefully you guys can like stare very closely into your phones.
And we'll post it on the in the event.
Yeah, we'll post it on there too. Okay, so a couple of just easy tricks to understand what tone foundation you are is to see whether you're a cool skin tone, whether you're neutral, or whether you have a warm skin tone. And one just very easy way to find this out is if you wear silver jewelry typically, and you get burned pretty easily, you have redness that comes through your skin, maybe you're paler, typically you'll have cool skin. So silver jewelry, typically, you'll see more redness in your skin, that sort of thing. Typically you'll be a cool skin tone. And then with warm skin tones, typically you love yourself in gold jewelry, because you have more like yellow in your skin tone. You tend to get tan a little bit easier. If you are a neutral skin tone, you are somebody that could probably wear both jewelry, silver, gold, mixed metals, and you like how you look in them. This means you have both warm and cool in there. So you'll be more of a neutral skin tone. And it depends what time of year, right? So like, for instance, right now, I am starting to get paler than I was a month ago. I live at the beach. And so a month ago, I was very tan. So I would have considered myself a month ago very warm skin tone. Right now, I feel like I'm more neutral and I could go in between. I think it's really good to get yourself at least 2 foundations, one for winter and one for summer. And why I think this is a good idea is because you can mix the 2, and that could be like that mid shade as you're changing color, your skin is changing colors between the seasons and different things like that. You can mix the 2 foundations and get your perfect shade. It's pretty much what all makeup artists do anyway, is we have a range of foundations and we mix them up ourselves. Okay, so more into picking your shade, you can see that the first girl over here on the left-hand side has porcelain and ivory, which is light, porcelain and ivory foundation. That's going to be your lightest, very, very light skin tone. You're going to have the second one over here, which is still in the cool sort of range. You have buff, fresh beige, and natural beige. And then you have the third girl over here, which this is more of neutral skin tone towards warm skin tone. And you have natural beige, sand beige, honey. And then you have the fourth girl, honey, tan, and truffle foundations. So more of the warm skin tones. And then you keep going up. You have caramel, truffle, pecan, hazelnut. And then you have hazelnut and cocoa. Right now, and even through the summer, I've been this caramel color. And so the caramel one you could see is the 5th girl in. And I'm a lot lighter skin tone than her, but this works really well on my skin. I would say I could probably use one more foundation that's a little bit lighter as we're going into winter. So probably the next one that I'd get for myself would be either the honey or the tan foundation, a shade or 2 lighter. All right, are there any questions, Erin, on there that would be good for me to answer before we move on?
No, but we could do a giveaway question.
Okay, so the giveaway question right now is, how can you tell whether you are cool skin tone or warm skin tone or neutral? So we'll do a little giveaway for that.
Well, that's big time.
Oh yeah.
That's questioning our listening skills.
Okay, and
John knows.
You can take
John
the,
knows.
You can take the picture off.
Okay. All right, now you're back.
I'm back. So one of these other classes, I actually did Erin's makeup to show the difference. So I might do that again. I'm gonna maybe do his foundation so you guys can see how good this foundation really is. By the jewelry you wear. Awesome. So am I supposed to pick somebody right now?
We're going to. I'll pick.
Okay, Erin's gonna pick somebody.
In the next 8 minutes.
Oh, in the next 8 minutes, you guys have time. Okay, so that's picking the right foundation for your skin tone. Hopefully that helps. I will tell you, so there's a few concealer colors. I feel like these are much easier to figure out what you are. Light one, medium one. I need to look at the other shades, and then the dark one as well. Right now I'm using a medium one. Again, I recommend getting 2 concealers for yourself too, one for summer and one for winter, because you're gonna be 2 different shades and you could also mix them as well. All right, so before we continue on to the makeup, I'm gonna do like a full face of makeup and show you guys how to use it, and also give you some tips and tricks. So right now in the chat box, after you've responded to the giveaway question, if you guys can give me some ideas of specific things that you want to learn about with the makeup, whether it's a tip or a trick or maybe something I didn't go over, let me know, because then I could make sure I go over that for you guys. All right, so before I go over and show you how to do your face with the makeup, I want to talk a little bit about just skincare prior, because that was the biggest thing as a makeup artist that that I saw that would affect the way makeup would look in photos, whether it looked really good or whether it looked okay, was our skincare underneath. And before I even go into products, I think the biggest thing is hydration, water. I will notice my skin getting super dry or different things happening when I'm not hydrated properly. Also, a lot of acidity in the diet and gut health can greatly affect our skincare. So for me, I make sure that I'm working on a more alkaline diet, drinking lots of water, that sort of thing. So that's just basic skincare stuff. It's funny because every time I do this class, the Savvy Minerals class, I have a skin issue. Every time I've done this class, I have something on my face that I'm like, wasn't there yesterday. So for instance, today I went in the sun yesterday, did not put sunscreen on. I got a little sun blister here and here. And so what I'm doing for that is I'm using myrrh oil, I'm using frankincense, and I'm using purification. So just gives me an opportunity to say, you know what, we take care of our skin, but like sometimes you can only do so much and things happen and it's okay. All right, so let's move on to skincare. Let's talk about oily skin, combo skin, and then dry skin. Oily skin, I really feel like the Bloom line, it's hard to see, but the Bloom line has worked really well, at least what I've heard from a lot of people that have more oily skin. This is the cleanser, and then this is the brightening lotion. The brightening lotion is super lovely. I'll put it on and show you in just a second. I really recommend this for people with more oily to combo skin. It seems to just work very well, helps even skin tone, make the face just look super fresh. And I've seen a lot of people that have, I'm trying to word this compliantly, but different scarring on their face from the past, that sort of thing. And this has really helped their overall skin. Okay. People with dry skin, this is me. I have extremely dry skin, and I'm prone to like eczema and things like that. The Art line works very well for me. So I really like the Art toner and also the Art cleanser, which I need to get more of, and this Art Renewal serum. This Art Renewal serum has really helped me a lot with some old sun damage that I've had on my face. I've gotten very badly burned. And this is very, very nice. I learned about this product in Young Living's beauty school. They showed a before and after of a woman that had tons of redness on her face. Just years and years of different skin problems, and she used this for 6 months and her skin was completely different. A lot of the sun damage went away. It was pretty amazing. So after that, I was like, I need to get this stuff, and I'm super happy with it. So love the Art Renewal serum. And oils for the face. These are the last two, then I'll move on to the makeup. Like I said, purification. This is one that if I happen to be out in the sun too long, I'm doing like a little kind of spot treatment with. I've also had various, like my eye kind of would get irritated or would look a little bigger here and there, depending if I got something in my eye, that sort of thing. Again, trying to be compliant here. So what I do with that is I take a drop of purification, and I put it around my eye, and I do that a few times a day. So lots of different, like, oils are so great for the skin, depending on, you know, what's going on. And then frankincense as well. Frankincense helps with fine lines and glowy skin. So this is one that I put on every day. All right, so before I go into doing the makeup, and Erin, if you can pick a giveaway winner from that question, and then also maybe
there are a couple questions.
Okay, and then feed me people's questions.
Okay, let's start with 2 questions.
Okay, cool.
Well, I guess you'll be doing this, but I'll just read them off.
Okay.
How to blend? I feel like I blend it all off.
Okay.
Blush
Good
color
question.
recommendations.
Uh-huh.
How to do eyebrows.
Ooh, that's a good one.
How to get full coverage. Like, what's the best base for foundation and eyeshadow?
Okay.
Is that too much coming at you?
No,
Just
it's
do
fine.
one at
It's
a
fine.
time?
Let's start there. Go to the first one.
All right. How to blend. I feel like
Okay.
I blend it all off.
Okay. We'll start there. All right, so with blending, first you want to make sure that whatever like I just put on the Bloom lotion on my skin, I want to make sure that that's sitting on my face for at least a minute or two, kind of drying first before I put on the foundation, or else it'll just kind of slide right off. Honestly, there's so many ways you can blend makeup. You'll see on YouTube, like sponges, all different things. I prefer my fingers. Our fingers have natural oils on them. So, and we can kind of get into the little crevices, just make sure your hands are clean. But the founder of NARS, this was his favorite way to apply makeup professionally, was using the fingers. And when I did makeup, I used my fingers a lot. I use brushes too, but fingers are really great to apply foundation. So let's get started. So I'm going to show you half of my face first, so you can see the difference first between the two sides. Oh, hi, Erin.
I thought you were doing my face. You're not doing my face.
I could do your face later.
Halloween definitely.
Halloween, okay.
The winner of the first giveaway is Liz. And Liz, I'm not sure of your last name, but shoot me a private message if you will. So just Liz, if you'll shoot me a private message on the first question. Okay.
Cool. Good.
You keep doing your thing, and we'll ask the second question at some point here.
Okay.
While you're doing your thing.
So I basically just applied the foundation on my eyelid. I applied it up here. I'm also doing it on my neck and into my ear and behind my ear. This is an area that a lot of people don't rub in. They forget about their ears, and then their ears are a different color than their face. And even go behind the ear and towards the back of the neck. Like, if you're gonna wear your hair up, like for instance, for a wedding, when I do brides, I will put foundation back here and then blend also into the chest area so everything blends. And I'm gonna try not to put foundation on this little mark just because I want it to heal. So I'm just gonna do half of my face so you guys can see. So a pretty big difference, and it's super glowy. It's not cakey. And I have a ton left over on my hands. So Erin, come here. Erin's gonna be my second person. Yep.
Do you recommend your fingers versus the brush? Somebody asked.
I personally like it better because I feel like I could really get in crevices. And again, your natural oils from your hands just help it spread better.
You're gonna put all that on me?
Not all of it. We're just gonna do half. All right, Erin, look into the camera. Now, I did not prep Erin's face before this.
But I did. I knew John was going to be on here. Wanted to make sure. Oops. And wow.
Wow, that's nice.
Game on.
I know. Go, Erin. Everyone's saying what a trooper you are. So right now, I think I'm using, close your eye. I'm using the caramel. How's that feel? Feels weird? What's up?
I'm doing all right.
Doing great. Open your eye and look all the way up. Good. All right. All right, so we got Aaron's
Are you gonna
half
put
of
the
his
hair on here in a little bit?
We're gonna do
We're gonna
here.
do the hair.
Blend into half of your face, just so they could see. Pretty nice. I mean, we'd have to go.
You know
all
what?
into your
You know
beard
what,
and
y'all?
everything.
You know what's coming to my mind as you're doing this?
What?
I'm so thankful this is natural.
Yep.
Like, as that's going on me, I'm like panicking as if, you know, like, but it's like, no, it's natural. I'm good. You know, but I would imagine, like, I just can't imagine all the people around the country and world that just are smearing
Yep. No
harsh stuff onto their faces.
Okay, so we're gonna keep talking about blending and how to not let the makeup move. You don't want it to look cakey, but you also don't want it to slide off, especially if you have more oily or combo skin. So I'm going to show you that in just a second. But there's lots of different ways. Again, you go to YouTube, there's tons of different ways to apply concealer, but the main thing is if you're going just for like a natural look, or you want to cover some dark under eye circles, things like that, just go where you see that it's dark. There's like, you could do like a triangle and all this stuff, but this is also just an easy way to do it. You know, put little marks on your face where you need it. One other great thing somebody asked about eyebrows is I always line under the eyebrow and above the eyebrow how I want my eyebrows outlined before I pencil it in. And I do that with concealer. So this is how I do it. And this is very challenging to do, not in a mirror, but on a computer for myself. Awesome. So I'm not going to rub that in all the way because I want to show you before I rub it in how I do my brows. Okay, so now I'm just patting in. I don't want to rub because then I'm just gonna rub it off. Can you see what they said? Cool. And then I would apply.
Mac is like cream cheese, and our new Savvy foundation is like whipped cream.
Yeah.
Whipped cream cheese. It's so light and airy.
It's so light and airy. Yeah. And I forgot, Mac has a product that I used to use all the time for photo shoots. It was their like glowy, you can probably tell me what it's called. It was their very glowy foundation. And I had the whole line of that. And this foundation reminds me a lot of that texture, but this is natural, which is really nice. Okay, so before I rub in, I already rubbed that. I didn't mean to do that. But before I rub in the concealer for my eyebrows, I'm going to take this angle brush and take, I don't have the multitasker here with me. I have some other brown shimmery shadow. So I'm going to use this instead, but normally I would use the brown multitasker, but I'm just putting some of the brown on this and I'm kind of just taking a little bit off. So I'm looking at like where my arch is, and I always start here because a lot of times we're missing hair in this region. So I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna also follow naturally this line right below the concealer that I did. And then same underneath it, I'm gonna just follow that line. And this might not be like my best version, again, just because this is very challenging to do this into a computer. But you can see that this eyebrow already looks different than this one. So again, I'm just following the line a little more. And with the multitasker, which is a little bit darker, this would work better than this brown eyeshadow. Okay.
We asked question number 2.
Yep, question number 2. What are 2 ways you can put on your foundation? That's our second giveaway question. Okay, so now I'm going to take the concealer, I'm going to press it into my skin and go very gently and blend. Blend up. And down here as well. So after I do that, and I blend it in, I'm going to take a little bit more of the multitasker, and I kind of pull my eye tight a little bit like that. And I just want this line to be nice and clean here, and then blend up. Okay. So now we got one decently nice eyebrow. It's not the best brow I've ever done, but it's a decently good brow. Good arch, okay? So hopefully that helps. Now we'll talk about making sure the rest of the makeup doesn't move. So there's the veil, the diamond veil, or any of the powder. Actually, powder foundations would work better. So if you have one of Young Living's powder foundations like this, like if you're cool skin tone, you have a cool version. If you're warm skin tone, you're gonna have the warm one, right? If you are darker skin tone, you're gonna have the dark one. So take whatever one powder that you have that's more of your lighter one, and you're gonna take your big fluffy brush, as fluffy as you have. I have this one. This is one of Young Living's. You're gonna dip it into your powder foundation, and you wanna kind of press the powder into your face. Again, if you want certain areas to stay glowy, then don't kind of bake it into the face. But this is what I do. I'll take a little bit of the foundation and just really press it into the face. It stays, especially under the eye and on the eyelid, because on the eyelid is where we get a lot of those creases, right? With like, if we put eyeshadow over or anything like that, it tends to get oily and sweaty, okay? All right, let's move on to contouring. And Erin, can you check the questions again for the ones that people ask? So eyebrows, I did that one. Someone asked, should we use a bit lighter powder?
A bit darker liquid?
You don't want to use too light of a powder, maybe just like one shade lighter than your liquid. You don't want it to be like a crazy full coverage thing. You just kind of want to even dust, like blow your brush and go and take off most of it and just kind of use it as a very fine veil to pat it in. You don't really want to see the powder. Hopefully that makes sense. Can you use only the powder? Let me just see.
Currently only has the powder foundation.
Yeah, so if you have the powder foundation and you really like that, you use the powder foundation. My preference is the liquid one for pretty much anybody that I've come across. I tend to think it looks fresher on people's skin with a little bit of the powder.
How do you use it?
And if you're, okay, so if you're gonna use just the powder, I think someone said they're from Canada, so only the powder is available. So if you're gonna use just the powder, you have the mineral misting spray, which you're gonna spritz on this brush. You spray this brush, and then you dip it in your powder, and then you can apply it in swirls like that to your skin. And then if you wanna layer it, you'll do the same thing. You'll do more swirls. And sometimes you'll have a little excess powder on your face. So you just kind of, brush it off with your fingers. We are going to move on to some, it's this brush like this. Young Living sells it. All right. So we're going to move on to contouring. And this is, again, I'm doing a very basic face, but I feel like once you have the foundational knowledge, then you could do eyeshadow or whatever. And like, you just look great. So I'm using the Summer Loved. If you have warm or neutral skin tone, I recommend the Summer Loved bronzer for you for contouring. Or if you have cooler skin tone, I recommend the Crowned All Over. This does have some shimmer in it. So if you don't want shimmer in your contour, I recommend using the Savvy Minerals Powder Foundation that is about 2 shades darker than your base foundation shade. So if you want like more of a matte look, no shimmer to it, then you can use that for your bronzer, your contour instead. So with this, I always tap off the side and I blow a few times just so it's not a crazy line. If you're somebody that likes an extreme contour, you're gonna spray this first with the Savvy Mineral Misting Spray. I like a little more natural. So what I do is I find the area that I want it to bring my face up, right? So when I take the brush, I go like this. See that natural indentation? If I start too down here, it's gonna bring my face down. So I wanna pull my face up. So you never do it down this way. You always go up. So I'm gonna start about here. And I go into the cheekbone and up. And I also do on the forehead where the sun naturally hits the face and into the ear and back and under the jawline. Again, these are areas that we're contouring. So we're creating a shadow. So it's slimming out different areas of our face. And when I'm doing the contour, I'm making a line and then I'm blending everything. So once you make your lines, then you're just gonna go in and blend up. Okay?
Do I get some of that?
No, you don't get it.
Can I add, so the second
Yes.
winner is Jasmine Mashia. So congrats to you. And you wanted one additional question, maybe from earlier?
Yes.
How do you apply blush color recommendations?
Yeah.
Or how do you apply the concealer?
Okay, so I did the concealer.
Okay.
Blush,
Sure. Oh yeah, blush. Do blush.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
blush, I do believe your blushing looks really good on cool skin tones, and Captivate looks amazing on anybody that has neutral or warm. I'm going to use the Captivate and show you. If you prefer a matte blush, just take a look at Young Living's website and like the Captivate, this does not have any shimmer in it. I do believe your blushing does. So if you want something matte, check out the Captivate one. I use this brush again for this. I'm just gonna clean it a little bit. Again, I dip it in here. And I like to take, you can see it, like I don't have tons on my brush. I like to take most of it off, and then if I need to go in and apply more, I can. So I just go to the apples of my cheeks, and I just do a couple dots. Okay, and then I take the rest off, and I'm just gonna blend it. I'll take my bigger brush now. Just gonna blend it in. And again, I don't want to pull it down because that's going to bring my face down. Okay. It's really interesting to see your face without makeup and this face. Like I could already, this side of the face, I could already see that this side of the face looks lifted compared to my other side. I don't know if you guys notice that or if just we notice our own faces a bit more. Okay. So what are some of the other questions, Erin, and then we'll move on a little bit.
The next one was tricks to applying this foundation so it looks most natural.
Okay, so I feel like we did that.
Beauty blender, but what is best? Brush, fingers, blender.
Okay, so we did that one. Yeah.
What's to get full coverage? What's the best base for foundation and eyeshadow?
Yep, I feel like we went over that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, anybody who's got questions, just keep sending them into the chat, and I'll do my best. Actually, one just came in.
Okay.
What eyeshadows do you like to use, or have you tried? Lots.
I love their palettes. Their palettes, I feel like, are great. As far as an everyday one, this shimmer one is really nice. What's this one called? Determined. It's like a brown shimmer. So I feel like just having a nice brown, shimmery, more neutral one is great for every day. Having this black Jet Set eyeliner to me is a necessity in the kit. So I'm going to do that little tip and trick right now, show you how to do a liner. What you want to do is take your brush again. I like the angle brush, and you can take some water. I'm going to put some, so there's some in the cap already, and I'm going to put a little bit of water in here and dip my brush in the water and the eyeshadow, just wiping it off the edge. And I always test it on my hand first, so I'll show you in a second. All right, so once I get, so this is a little gray, so I'm gonna dip it in some more water, get it a little more black. Once I get a nice black line, I'm gonna take off any excess with the side of the brush. What I do is I pull my eye and I start with the middle, and I do little lines. Again, this doesn't need to be perfect, but going right into the lash line helps. So I start there. Okay, so you have a little bit of liner here. And it's not gonna look perfect because it's very hard to do this in a camera compared to a mirror, but that's okay. All right, so we have our eyeliner. And if you want it to be even more black, again, stick it in a little bit more water, get a little bit more powder on it, and just go over that same line one more time. Okay, so there we have our eyeliner. All right, let's move on to the eyeshadow. Grab a brush. I like this nice fluffy brush, and I'm gonna use that Determined eyeshadow and just put a little bit in my crease area of my eyelid. And if you want, like, you know, this is like a very basic smoky eye. So first I'm gonna make the line where I don't wanna go too far in because that'll bring my face closer together. We're just basically doing like shadows and highlights. Shadows will bring your face in, and highlights make it bigger. Okay, so this is the base of your smoky eye. So if you wanna do an even more smoky eye, you're gonna find the crease. Again, put it in the crease area and then blend. So again, I even like to blend with my fingers a little bit. You go in the crease a little bit more. If you get excess over here, like your eyeshadow is falling off on the side, the trick is take a little bit of the Mira. This is the makeup remover that Young Living has, and take like a little bit of a towel or whatever you have around, and just kind of wipe it off, wipe the shadow off, and then put your concealer over. So this is what I'd always do when I was doing makeup on people. So after I would do their eyeshadow and I blended it, if there was any extra eyeshadow that fell, I would just kind of blend the outside line with a little bit of concealer. Okay.
What do you suggest for those folks who have wear contacts so it doesn't flake?
What doesn't flake? Concealer or eyeshadow?
The eyeshadow.
Having the primer on top of your eye. So Young Living has this hydrating primer. You can put that on first. I forgot to show it, but you can put that on first, and then doing your concealer over that helps with eyeshadow not flaking off and stuff like that. Okay, I'm gonna use the lengthening mascara. I don't have the volumizing one yet. So if those of you who have the volumizing one, you wanna give a testimonial with it below, feel free to share a picture. What I like to do, if you have trouble putting on mascara, this is a tip that I have. Allow yourself to blink. This will help naturally curl your lashes. You don't need to use an eyelash curler. So what I like to do is I like to pull my eye tight a little bit and look, just simply look down and allow yourself to blink. I know a lot of people have a really hard time putting on mascara, but this is just an easy, everyday way how to do it. And if you want extra curl, okay, you go right at the lash line and you move it side to side. And I move it side to side here. And then you go up. And typically, I didn't do it this time, but typically you would do eyes, like your eyeshadow, mascara before you do foundation, because a lot of times we get little marks on our eyelid, or some of the eyeshadow falls under a foundation and then we have to start over. So sometimes it's just better to do the eyes and everything first.
Question number 3.
Yeah. Oh, question number 3. Like, what's the question?
If you need one.
The volumizing mascara is my favorite. Awesome. You know what? I don't have a giveaway question right now. I'll think of it in just a moment and we'll continue to move on. All right.
Let's do one. I got one.
Okay.
Third question would be, what's a digestive support product? And if you're brand new to Young Living, then that might be a little tougher. But yeah, what would be a no, you would know. You would know at least one. But what would be a digestive support product? Because we all know that the gut health is so key in all aspects of our wellness, but specifically skin health. So if you'll just share like a digestive support product that you love to use and to support you, that'd be awesome.
Cool. All right. I will say, and this is probably maybe giving away a little bit that question that you just asked, but I will say, like, when I have different skin challenges pop up, I'll use sulfurzyme and detoxzyme, and that does really, really help my skin a lot. So love those two. The last part we'll move on to is lips. And if you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask. I'll post a little bit more in the event page. Young Living has a product called the Poppy Seed Lip Scrub. So this is great. If your lips, especially in the wintertime, they tend to get like very flaky and dry. You can see it has poppy seeds in it. It tastes like lemon. It's amazing. This is one of my favorite products from them. So you just kind of rub it on like you would like a coffee scrub on your skin. I don't wash it off with water, so I just kind of leave it to sit on my skin. Young Living has their lip glosses are some of my favorites. Their lipsticks are great. I like to combine two. I'm just going to give you 1 or 2 tips and tricks with this, and then we'll finish up. And I'll just see if you guys have any other questions. I like to either take a lip brush, I don't have one here on me right now, or again, I'll take my finger if I'm going to apply lipstick. So instead of applying it right on, a lot of times we mess up or we get too much on. So I'll take my finger, and this is sort of like the French way of applying lipstick. You see kind of like a blotted lip, which is a little more natural. So I just put it on my lip like that with my finger, dab it on, just to give it a little bit of a base color. Okay, and if I want a little more, then I'll put a little bit more on. Another trick with the lipstick that a lot of makeup artists use, including myself, was we would take lipstick or a gloss and use it for blush. So, and this, especially if you use lip gloss as a blush, it creates a very dewy, flushed looking blush, which is nice. So that's one thing that you can use for blush, which is great. I'll do that often. This is Maven. This is my favorite one. If you want your teeth to look whiter, this has more of like that bluish undertone that'll make your teeth look a bit whiter. A lot of times when products have more of that like yellow or more orange undertone. It'll make your, like in a red lipstick, sometimes you'll see it with more of an orange undertone, tends to make your teeth look more yellow. Where if you have something that's a little bit more cool, even though I have warm skin tone, if you have a lip gloss or lipstick that has more cool undertones, it'll make your teeth look a lot whiter, which is nice. So that's my tips and tricks.
The third winner.
Okay, cool.
The third winner is Charlene Wood. Congratulations. Yeah.
Yay. All right, we're gonna finish up. Any questions, ask. I'm gonna take questions for one more minute, but thank you guys so much for coming.
Couple questions?
Yes, go for it.
Is there a mattish gloss or lip color that you know?
Well, for matte lip color, I like this Siren one. This is completely matte. There's no shimmer in it at all. So this is a good one. Yeah, I'm so glad everybody's enjoyed this. Now I need going to dinner, so now I need to do the other side of my face.
For acne, or rather mask?
Yep. Young Living makes a product specifically for acne. I have it in the room. It's like a little tube. Shoot.
It's all right.
What is it called?
It's just called Little Acne Treatment.
It's like I think it's actually just called Acne Treatment. Maybe somebody could remind me what it's called, but they have like an acne treatment that you can use that's over the counter, or approved, right? FDA approved. Yeah. If you do have acne, or right from the mask,
maximum strength acne treatment.
Yeah, matte. Yep, this is it. Maybe you can show it on the screen.
No, that's not gonna.
Oh, it's not. Okay, it's not gonna pop up.
That's right.
But as far as makeup goes, probably the powder foundation would be a bit better, just because it's not as oily, you know. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming. I'm just gonna sit here for 2 more minutes just to answer any other questions, but we are done, and thank you so much for coming.
You have a fourth question you could ask?
Yeah, what is one thing that you learned from this class that you didn't know before, or that you're gonna take with you and start implementing? Maybe you knew it already, but now you're gonna start doing it.
And if you have any specific questions.
I will say, if I were to be stuck on an island and I could only do 2 makeup things on my face, it would be my brows. So this is what I would recommend to people. If you don't wear a lot of makeup and you want to just do like something very simple, do your brows, and do a little mascara, because that'll make a huge difference. Our brows frame our face, and mascara lifts up the eye. So that would be my 2 things. Honestly, eyebrows. If you got your eyebrows on, your face will look completely different. I'll post in the event a picture of myself from, my gosh, this was, I don't know, 14 years ago. I got my eyebrows waxed at a nail salon, and they're like pencil thin, and my face looks completely different. So it takes time to grow out the brows.
Another question. Do you suggest art for dry? Been using Bloom, but just started getting dry since it's cooler and drier.
For dry skin, I have very dry skin. The art works really well for me.
You actually currently prefer that over?
I prefer it, yeah. But for people, I know people with oily and combo skin, they say the Bloom works better for them. Cool.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
But let me pick a 4th winner.
Oh, 4th winner. All right.
Let me just give me 1 second.
Okay.
To pick the 4th winner.
Share
a couple other
as he's doing that, one other fun thing to do is, oh my gosh, I can't think of the product. There's this product at Sephora that I used to use as a makeup artist, and it was basically like a floral spray, but it makes your face very glowy. And you can make a DIY version of that and use it just as a spray when you're done with your makeup, just to make your face look super fresh, like like a supermodel. So I'll give you the DIY recipe for that because I know a bunch of people who have used it and they love it as well. So what you do for that is you take a glass spray bottle, fill it with water, but leave a little bit open. Pour jojoba in the rest, like a quarter of it. You want it to be jojoba oil. And then put in 10 drops of frankincense, 10 drops of lavender. And if you want to throw in a little bit of tea tree, you can do that. But that's basically it. You shake it up. It's really the water and the jojoba. And then the essential oils are just extra for, you know, glowy skin, fine lines, that sort of thing. And you shake it all up and you just spritz it on your face. And whenever you're feeling dry throughout the day, just have it in your purse and you can spritz it. Yes, I will post that. I'll post the recipe on the page. It's really the base is just water and jojoba oil, and you can use whatever 10 drops of essential oil you want for skin. So whatever you prefer for skin, if it's lavender, tea tree, purification, frankincense, the basic skincare oils, use whatever you prefer on your skin. Cool.
How long does it take you to get your makeup done, do your routine?
3 minutes. It really does.
You do go super simple.
I go very simple. I don't even do eyeliner. Like I tell you, I just do my brows and my mascara. If I'm going out to dinner, I love to use the foundation because it makes a difference. So especially in photos.
Well, what was the tip right before that? About does it work for oily skin? Will that work on oily skin?
That recipe? Yeah, it'll work on, test it. That's, I would say yes, it's going to work on oily skin, but use one of those essential oils that, maybe like lavender. I feel like lavender is a bit more drying. Yeah. So maybe use some lavender and see how it works. And spritz it far away from your face, right? If you have very dry skin, maybe spritz it a little bit closer, but oily, spritz a little further. You know, test it. See how you like it. That's going to be the best way. All right.
Fourth winner is Millie Guthrie.
Yay!
If you'll just send me your member number, that would be awesome. Congrats to all the winners. Everybody, thanks so much for joining.
And let me know if you guys, if there's any like makeup-y people on here and you guys want, you've been to this class and you want like an advanced class where I'm not going over like ingredients or anything. I'm just going over like tips and tricks of like how to do specific looks. Like maybe it's a more intense smoky eye. Maybe it's like a period look, like 1920s sort of look, you know, whatever. So let me know. We could do a fun class like that if there's enough interest. All right. Bye, guys. I hope you all have a great night.
Adios. Let me stop recording.
Okay.